friends, welcome to today's video. I am so excited to be doing my big birthday book haul. My birthday was in November. Also, hi if we have not met. My name is Tanya. Welcome to my bookish channel here on YouTube. Thank you so much for stopping by. And also, look at this fun shirt. My sister got this for my birthday. I've been wanting it for a while, so thank you to my sister for getting me that. But I hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to share, and I don't even know if this will be part one or I might just try to film the rest of this later, but I have a big book haul mostly from Book Outlet, but then also some things that I had thrifted. I hit a really lucky, I don't know, I just found so many things at the thrift store, so I wanted to share those with you today. So let's get into this book haul. It's all honestly a little bit of a mess, so maybe I'll just kind of, I don't even know if I have rhyme or reason, we'll kind of go with this, but we will start with the thrifted things. So like I said, some of these were given to me, some were like gifts because my birthday is November, and I purchased a lot from Book Outlet because they were having their Black Friday $5.99 sale, and then you get a coupon if it's your birthday, just FYI. So on top that you're able to stack with sales. So I got so many books for I think $50. It was a really good price. But let's go through these. So these are ones that I thrifted. I ended up getting these books for $2 each, which was wild. But starting out strong is I got the first two books in the Twilight series. These are really popular when I want to say when I was in high school. And I never really got a chance to, I've never even seen all the movies to be honest, but I remember I had read the books and I kind of liked them, and I didn't have the books, so I just thought, you know, you always see them at the thrift store, so I picked up the first two. I already read the first one. It was just fun. I think part of it was just nostalgic because again, they were really popular when I was younger. I got the second one, and then I'm hoping to obviously find the other two at thrift stores if I can. So those were the first two purchases. Then this next one was one that I just got off Amazon, but it is Filthy Rich Fae. This is, think of like Fantasy with Fae, but mafia-ish. So if you're into mafia romances, which that is a weakness for me, a friend of mine was like, you should try this out, and I did really enjoy it. I read this a couple months ago. This one on Amazon, it has a special edition, like little edges, just FYI, compared to I think like regular stores if I'm correct. And this is the first book in a series. There is a second one coming out sometime next year, I want to say. I can't remember when, but it does have spice in it, so just be aware. But I thought overall, I thought it was done really well. And again, if you are a fan of mafia romances, I think that you will enjoy this because it was just that perfect balance of like mafia-ish romance and fantasy as well. And I don't know, I really enjoyed it. This one is one that I was just given by a friend of mine, my friend Laura. You guys, I've mentioned her a few times. We like to swap books and things, and this is one that she passed on, and you know, if I wanted it. It was called The Witch's Heart, and I don't know much about this. All I know is that it has to do with like Viking or Norse mythology, which I also love that as well. I find that really interesting. So when she told me, I was like, yes, I'll give it a try. I don't know much about it, but I'm just curious because again, anything with Viking, I want to try it out. One of the other things that this is my thrift store jackpot was I really enjoy, I'm trying to get more into classics, but classics can sometimes be hard. At least for me, like, I don't know, that's just being realistic, and sometimes they're hard for me to get into or to fully understand. So one thing that we have been doing, and I have 3 children, is that we have been reading some of these illustrated classics, and I've been trying to collect the ones that have like these older covers, and I found a bunch at the thrift store that day that I was there, and again, I got each of these for $2. It was awesome. And if you have not heard of these, they are basically, like it says, they're illustrated classics, and they are like shorter, abridged version of the original, so the language is a lot of times is simpler, but it's just really fun. And like each one, you can kind of see here, it's bigger words, and each one there's illustrations. And to be honest, I have just really enjoyed reading these alongside my kids. Sometimes what I have done is like I will read the illustrated classic version, and then it helps me to better understand the original, kind of going into it. And so that's just something to consider even if you're an adult, no matter what age, right? If that helps you read a classic and make it a little bit more approachable, I don't know, maybe consider doing that. But also it's just fun, again, like I said, reading especially with kids too. So I got this one, Great Expectations. Then we also got The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And then Anne of Green Gables, which this is of course a classic. This is one of my favorite books of all time. We have so many different versions of this. And then Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. All right, and then also at the thrift store day was that another thing that I'm collecting, and if you know, you know, especially if you were in the 90s growing up, is the Dear America books. Anyone else? My friend and I currently are obsessed with collecting all of these because I always say this is, I think, where my love of history books and like historical fiction stemmed from, because I went nuts for these. You guys, 3rd grade and 4th grade Tanya went ham over these. I love these so much. I would like stock the library waiting to get when the next one would come out. And so I again found a bunch of these at the thrift store and I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. So, and if you're not sure what they are, I've never heard of them, they are written in diary format. So the Dear America are from a girl's point of view, and they're in different parts of history and American history, and they're written like a diary. So you literally feel like you are reading someone's diary, and they're historical fiction. Obviously they're based in history. And then what's kind of cool is at the end of the books, if I can try to find it, they a lot of times actually have like photos from those actual, like from that period and time. So it's just, I don't know, it helps bring history to life and make it more interesting, especially I feel like for children as well, because I think these are for like technically younger grades, but it's just really fun even as an adult. So I have, this one is So Far From Home, and this is in 1847 Massachusetts. Then I got Across the Wide and Lonesome Prairie. This is the Oregon Trail. And then The Winter of Red Snow. This is during the Revolutionary War. Again, also my kids really enjoy reading these as well, so it's just fun for the whole family. And then I got A Voyage on the Great Titanic. Anyone else really obsessed with anything Titanic? I don't know, this was like my Roman Empire growing up in like middle school and elementary school. I was obsessed with anything Titanic. Maybe it was from this, I don't know, but I mean, still to this day, but especially like I remember I was like, ugh, like really into anything Titanic. So really excited. Also like how fun, right? I know the tapping, but it's really fun to tap on these, you guys. I don't know, I just really felt that. The next thing is, so part of the Dear America is they also have My Name is America, and this is like the boy versions, the journals. And this one is, I had actually not read this one. This was one I got on Thrift Books. And this is a journal of Jasper Jonathan Pierce, and this is pilgrims and like coming to Plymouth during that time period. So I got one of these just because we're currently studying like that time period with my kids. And so I thought it'd be fun to have this addition to that. Then along the segue of those Dear America, if anyone else remembers, if you know, you know, is the Royal Diaries. It's essentially same concept but royal, so it's a lot of royalty throughout history, and a lot of that had those gold sprayed, that's I say, this is like the original sprayed edge of the 90s, you guys. They were gold, like that was so wild. I remember at the time like seeing this and being like, oh, maybe this is like what this is what my obsession with books stems from, like special editions, because I remember seeing this again when I was like in 3rd or 4th grade and being like, I need that, look at the sparkle. But this one is Cleopatra. Again, this is one that I also found at the thrift store. I have a few of these that I'm trying to collect. I had a ton of these, but I actually ended up like my parents moved and went through some things, so actually a lot of my books got lost, and so I'm trying to slowly rebuild my collection. So if I ever find them at the thrift store, I'm picking these up, and they're so fun. Again, same concept, but royalty throughout history. And I guess we'll get into the book haul. Maybe I should move the books over here somewhere. We'll get into the book outlet portion of this video. And if you're not sure about Book Outlet or you've never heard of it, I'm sure maybe you have, but it's a great place to buy brand new books, but they are overstocked from a lot of other stores like Target, Walmart, Costco, everywhere really, and they sell them for a really affordable price normally. but especially during Black Friday and just certain times throughout the year, they'll have like $5.99 fiction sale where all their fiction hardcover paperback is $5.99. And like I said, I also had a coupon for my birthday, so I used that and I got a really good deal. So again, no particular order, but we'll start just kind of randomly. So the first book that I picked up was Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I have not read anything by this author. I know he's very popular and a lot of people love his books. So one of my goals for the new year was to try something by him. I'm not normally a big sci-fi reader, but I'm trying to expand my horizons and try something new. And so I'm hoping, again, I don't know anything about this. It kind of sounds dystopian a little bit maybe, or I don't even know, but I'm gonna go into it blind. Also, let me know if you have read Brandon Sanderson. Like, is this a good place to start? I don't know. I just saw that this was the first book of a series, so I wanted to try it before I buy any of the others and see if I like it. Then the next thing that I got was this book, Great and Precious Things by Rebecca Yarros. And I am trying to collect a lot of her books because to me, she is one of my favorite authors for writing contemporary romance. I think she does it so well because, and this is my personal opinion obviously, but I feel like a lot of contemporary romances, especially these days, like really focus on so much spice, which again, to each their own. And I don't mind too much spice in a book, but if it makes sense, like I want still plot, I want character development, and I feel like that she does that so well. Like so many of her romances that I've read, I have loved and I've rated 4 or 5 stars. And so I'm just really excited to read this one, and because this is the only one, I think one of the few that I have not read by her, but you can find some of her books on book outlets. So I just really recommend check out her romances if you haven't. I think she does a really great job with them. Then this next one was also just a blind buy, but I've seen this book around, the cover, and I think this is a duology. I know there's a second book, but I didn't buy it yet. I'm trying to just see if I like the series. And it supposedly says that it's gilded gothic and darkly romantic fantasy series. Again, don't know really anything about it, but I thought I would give it a try and see. I just love it's kind of like those, not ripped, but like those, I don't know what it's called, pages. It's just very like floppy. So I don't know, I'm curious to give it a try and see. I've heard about this author, but I've never read anything by her, so she'll be a new author for me. And then this one, this next one here I picked up is The Mistletoe Countess by Pepper Basham. And I'm currently reading a book by this author. She's new to me as well. I just discovered her a couple months ago. And I just thought this seemed really cute. You will notice I'm very into my Regency romance historical era right now. I'm just really loving it. And I came across this one and it just seemed, again, just fun for Christmas, winter time, and it's Regency era, and there's like a Christmas mystery, it says. So I don't know, I just decided to pick it up and give it a try because it just seemed cute and a fun time for Christmas. Then also by that author, they had a few of her books on Book Outlet, is Authentically Izzy. And these are contemporary romances. I believe these are closed door, if I understand correctly. And I think this is part of a series as well, but this is the first book in that series. I think there's 3, and I'm excited because they're like, I was looking at the format and they're all like letters, emails, and I love books that have to do with like letters, letter writing, email messages, that kind of stuff, especially when that's the format. I'm so excited for this one because I love those kinds of books. And then going along with my Regency situation is that I picked up this, I want to say it's a duology, or is there another one? There might be another one coming out. I can't remember. It is by the author Julie Klassen, and she is also a Minnesota writer. I'm here in Minnesota, so I really liked a lot of her books. She does a lot of historical romances, particularly in the Regency era in different parts of Europe, but I've enjoyed a lot of her books and I've slowly been trying to collect them all. And this one I haven't gotten around to yet, but it's on Devonshire, oh my gosh, I can't use my words, shores. And it seems like, I think it's about some sisters. To be honestly, I don't know much about it. I have no idea. but also the covers are just really beautiful. I really enjoy. Look how pretty they are. So I'm excited to get to that. And then another book that I purchased was He Should Have Told the Bees. And this is also by a new author, well, an author that's new to me. I recently discovered, I'm reading one of her books. And I also am just very into bees. My friends always say like bees are like my Roman Empire. I love bees. One day I hope to have my own beehives, but it just seemed interesting. And yeah, there's a beekeeper, and she ends up like there's a family apiary, and that's like their business, I think. And then when all of a sudden I think her father passes away, and then she there's a man that shows up, like she's never met him before, and he has to like work with her. He gets part of the apiary, I think is. All right guys, I had to switch out my memory card. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I think it's probably a romance. I think it's contemporary, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about it, but I'm curious to see what happens. Then the next book that I picked up, again, historical Regency kind of romance, is Always Be My Duchess. This is an author that is new to me. I've never read anything by her, and it just seems interesting. I don't know. I just kind of honestly went off. Oh, hello Tyson. Sorry, I hear the clickety clackities of my dog. But I don't know much about it. I just know there's a duke. Something happened with his like business deal that went wrong, I think, or something, and she is was a ballerina, and then I don't know if there's an injury or something happened, but then she's out of a job. So I don't know if there's some sort of like relationship of convenience marriage. I don't know. Oh, fake fiance. So I don't know. I'm just curious about it, and again, I'm very into my Regency, just cutesy romances, so I wanted to try this out. And then this next one that I got was by the author Tracy Peterson. I'd read a lot of her books back when I was in high school and stuff, but I just wanted to give it a try. She's written so many different series and different duologies and things, but she does a lot of like historical romances. A lot of them are set in the West, or during the time of like the West and the expansion to the West, like those kinds of times from what I remember. And this one is kind of similar to that. This is the first book in, I don't know if it's a duology or a trilogy, or I don't know, to be honest, but this is book one of the Pictures of the Heart, and it talks about this woman. It's, yeah, in the Yukon. It says from the Yukon to Seattle, and so it's during this time when photography is first starting, and so she's training, it's like there's an expo, the Alaska Yukon Pacific Expo in Seattle. I don't know, all those things just kind of seem interesting, things with like the front, or I don't know, it just sounded interesting to me, so I'm curious to try it out and seeing if it's good. Then I think there's a second and maybe third book in the series, so I wanted to give it a try. And the next couple things that I picked up on Book Outlet were these books in a young adult series, and I read this, what is this called? The Natural series, I think is what it is. The first book is on KU if you'd like to give it a try, and I really liked it. I enjoyed it. This is by the same author that did the Inheritance Games, and the Inheritance Games was kind of a miss for me. I liked kind of the first one, but I didn't really enjoy the other ones as much, and so I wasn't sure about this series by her, but I honestly enjoyed this one way more, at least so far from what I've read. Ignore the little snorts. It's my dog Tyson. But people kind of describe it as Criminal Minds young adult, and that's kind of, I would agree. So it has to do with teenagers that they're called kind of like the Naturals. It's not like supernatural powers, but it's like skills that they hone in, like profilers and people that can detect lies and things like that really well. And so then they have all these different cold cases, and there's different kind of like personal mysteries as well. And so I've read the first one, I really enjoyed it, and then I'm starting the second one, and then I was able to get, I think this is the third, fourth, I don't even remember the order, but I found these on Outlet. Sir, look at this. Just rolling, living his best life, rolling around. Sir, Tyson. So I'm just curious to continue the rest of the series and see, and then hopefully I'll keep checking on Book Outlet and find the rest of the series as well, because I would like to have them in print. You never know when you'll kind of find them, so I just found these and picked them up. And then the last part, I might have to film a part 2 or include it later in this video, because I do have some books that my husband purchased for me coming from Target, I believe. But I just wanted to share this. One of the other things my husband got for me was this box set of The Red Queen. And this is a young adult, I would say like dystopian series. I read the first book, The Red Queen, and I started the second, but I didn't finish. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. And so I want to dive back into it now that I have the full series, because I didn't have all the books. So it was kind of like, yeah, I kind of read it disjointedly. So I'm just curious to finally read the rest of the series. I've heard good things. Like I said, I enjoyed the first one, and it kind of has to do, you can see there's kind of some blood things, but it has to do with people that have in a society where they have like silver blood, and then some people have red blood. They're like the regular people, and I don't know, it's just there is some romance as well in it, but I really enjoy young adult dystopian kind of series, and so I'm really hoping to get it into this one as well. Hello friends, editing Tanya here. Later on, I did receive my books from Target, so I thought I'd just quick show you these. So my husband ordered for me the special editions of The Daughter of the Pirate King, and this is one of my favorite duologies. Well, not trilogies now, but yeah, he got me the special edition. So there's Daughter of the Pirate King, and it's just, they all have the same design, which I wish they were a little bit different, but I still appreciate, like, they're pretty sprayed edges. And then there's the Daughter of the Siren Queen. This one is green. And then I got the third one. This is the one I haven't read. This is the newest one, Vengeance of the Pirate Queen. So I just thought I would share those with you guys. Yeah, I'm just so excited, and they look so cute together. There you have it. That is my big birthday book haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just so thankful and so grateful that to be able to get these books, and my goal is that I hopefully will not be really purchasing too many books in the upcoming year and until next year, my birthday. And so really try to go through my books that I have like on my TBR card, and just all these new books, as well as obviously I use my library a lot. And so I encourage you, maybe again, if you want to buy books, you do you, but if you are like me and have a lot of books, a lot on your shelf that are TBR books, maybe we can kind of start in the new year especially and just really try our best to get through what we have and utilize the library the best that we can. And maybe a lot of you are already doing that, but I'm particularly trying to really work on that as a challenge for myself going into the new year. So hopefully that is what will happen. And I'm just excited to have these kind of purchases for the year going forward into the next year. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.